Today, I'm going to teach you about an emotional chord pattern, but that's not all. I'm also going to teach you a little improv exercise that's fun to do, and it'll get you improvising more, which is what you need. Your piano teacher, Tim, here, and let's get right on into it. Okay, so the first thing you need to learn is the chord pattern, right? Well, here it comes. And I just want you, once I teach this to you, to play the chord pattern a few times before you really start improvising, because it really helps to know where your hand is going to be jumping to when you start making up a melody with your right hand. But we're going to go by it step by step. The first chord you need to learn or play is A minor. These are all very simple because they are all white key chords. So all you got to do is hit A, evenly space out some notes. There's your A minor chord. Next, we're going to go to F major, so just meaning you go to F, play all three white keys, making it easy. So I picked this key. Then we're going to go to E minor, it goes down one, and then the last one's A minor. So once again, it's A minor, F major, E minor, A minor. So if you're watching the recording of this, pause the video, play through this. Like I said, it's so important that you really just automatically kind of know what's going on here with the chords before you start messing with this stuff. Now what we're going to do is, while I'm playing this chord pattern, I'm going to be holding each chord, by the way, for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what I'm going to do is, while I'm holding this for each one for 4 counts, I'm going to play this simple melody with my right hand. I'm going to play C, B, C, A, and then the next chord, what I'm going to do, so just play that a few times, just to get used to that. When I play the F major chord, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start out the same melody, C, B, C, but instead of playing A, I'm going to play E this time. So every other time it's C, B, C, A, and then the next chord is C, B, C, E, and then another C, B, C, A, and then another C, B, C, E, just like that. So just practice that a few times. And there we go. We've created a very simple, kind of a little bit of an emotional melody to go along with it. Now we're going to build on that. You want to kind of master that little part first, just like I told you about the chords. So pause the video, play through it, a bunch of times. And once you get through that, I want you to try doing this. We're going to add just a little bit more flavor to it each time. So I'm going to play the same chord pattern again, same 4 beats on each chord, except this time I'm just going to be playing an arpeggio, outlining the notes of the chord with my right hand. So if my chord notes are A, C, E, I'm going to be doing an arpeggio of A, C, E. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit the octave A above where we started. So we're going to go A, C, E, A. And then we're going to come back down. So you can go. And then you're going to change chord, but this time we have an F chord. So your arpeggio is going to change. You're going to be outlining, and then the F chord, and then you're going to go to E, outlining, just like that. So just get used to that. You can either play the arpeggio, hold that last note if you want. You can play it up and then coming back down, or you can play the notes out of order once you kind of get used to just playing the arpeggio. So I played the same notes, just in a little bit of different order, just to kind of branch out. And that's what you want to do when improvising. You want to start out very simple, learning the chords, then kind of just playing like maybe just a little simple melody, same melody between each measure, maybe changing it up a little bit. And then you want to branch out even further, just adding a little complexity to the improv each time.
More fun than a circus. The new Mattel musical toys. Here's Mandy Mattel and the Mattel Jack in the Music Box.
All right, now what we're going to do is experiment just a little bit playing different rhythms with our left hand. Now, you can you know, like I said, hold it for 4 beats. Or what you can do is you can play a quarter note chord on each of the beats. This kind of just gives it more of a feeling of moving forward a little bit. Just like that. And I'm going to do that with the first melody that we played just to make it simple. So we've added a little character to it. Now, once you get that part kind of mastered, or at least play around with it a little bit, is we're just going to kind of combine the ideas of this simple melody along with the arpeggios. And this just takes some trial and error to get like an idea of what sounds good. But generally, like if you want to play it safe when you're first improving, just keep to those chord notes or the arpeggio notes. And they'll sound good pretty much no matter what. They won't clash with your left hand, rather. But now I'm just going to kind of combine the ideas. So maybe in the first measure, I'll play the first melody. And then I'm going to play the arpeggio. First melody and then the arpeggio. So all together. Now you may be, and actually I didn't pick this out at first, but you may be noticing that I'm putting a little bit of a swing rhythm on the notes. So the way I really should have been playing it this whole time with this first melody is, that's as straight quarters. But what I was doing even without knowing it is I was kind of adding in just a little bit of extra flavor with this swing. So instead of playing the notes like real simple in terms, or real even in terms of the eighth notes, I'm gonna do like a swing, which is playing them like long, short, so like that. It just adds a little bit of flavor. It's like that. So like I said, it's all about building like the base and then building up from there in complexity and complexity and complexity. It takes a long time to really get good at improvising. But like I said, when you start out, you want to be as simple as possible. Let me just keep messing around with this pattern and see if we can come up with anything a little bit more interesting together. Playing around with it a little bit, one thing I noticed is that you can start the arpeggio coming down the other way. You can also take like that original melody I taught you and just mix up the notes a little bit. You know, just like that, using those same 3 notes like right there. Another thing I noticed while playing is that you can actually play notes together either as part of like the arpeggio, so I can go. Keep messing around here. Alright, that's just the last little experiment thing I was going to do. I'm going to do one thing I want to tell you about like what I did that time, and what I noticed is I just started to arpeggiate the notes in the left hand now. To mess around with the left hand. I would suggest when you first start out though to stick to simple chords in your left hand, and then like I said, just build in complexity from there. You want to do that in music in general, but especially with improv.
Look, use Popeye's pipe to play your own tune.
So of course you're going to want to check out more lessons on how to play piano, because that's why you're here, right? You're going to want to check them out right there once I got them posted. It's been your piano teacher Tim here. Thank you so much for coming by today, and I'll see you, yes you, in the next lesson.